That's our goal. So that's what ChatGPT gave me when I asked it for the input. This is kind of what I just roughly sketched out in my mind of what I want the tunnel, mountain, and kind of space for the Christmas villages to be located on the back half of our train structure. Kind of poor drawing, but you can see here I wanted to have some kind of cutouts into the rock face where you could actually see into it as the train kind of passes back behind there. In a perfect world, that's a beautiful locomotive, but you get the idea, just that I wanted kind of some portholes into the rock face to see. I've gone ahead and given myself a little bit of schematics to work with. Got measurements for what the back half of our train layout looks like with the supporting table underneath. How big of an opening I need to leave for the train to enter both sides. And then this is a top-down view of what the main structure is going to be. So next I'm going to go out, take the, I think, 1/4 inch plywood I bought. Just going to do a 74-inch run of it. You can see here with a couple little notches. So the idea is we're top down and the train runs through here. Cool. And this is only going to exist about, what, 4.5, 5 inches tall. And then we're going to build the rest of our structure kind of on top of that. Cool. So you can see we got the top part cut out of our plywood sheet. Now I'm going to make about 12 more of these supports. These are about 5 inches tall. I did have 4.5 inches on there, but I wanted to give it an extra 1/2 inch of clearance for the train, and maybe a little just extra height overall to do some more decorations. But I've cut my first one, and so now what these are going to do is just kind of go as our support, kind of at different various parts along the support. All right, I'm going to cut those up. Update. I have all my 5-inch 2x4 support sections cut and roughly laid out where they're gonna match up when I put this top down on top of them. So I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna use a power drill to drill a pilot hole through the top of the plywood to help it, one, sink down in a little bit better and be flush with the top of it, and then follow it up with some just use some 1 5/8 little construction screws. All right, here's the tunnel and mountain base put over our layout. I did have to move these two supports. You can see where they were originally mounted. So I had this one, this 2x4 angled this way. And then this one was closer to here, but the train cutting around that corner was a little bit too close. I didn't have enough clearance, so I just opted to back the screws out and put these in at a more, the position that would give them a little bit more clearance. So let's see how this goes. There's our signal bridge wired up.